Hello guys, hello. Today is a very, very fun video because we get to talk about Tomorrowland. I'm so excited. Pre-registration is officially happening for Tomorrowland next year, and your girl is pre-registered. The package simulators went up today, so this video I want to walk through it with you guys. I kind of haven't gone in depth to it myself, so it'll be fun for us to take a look. I want to talk a little bit about my rough plans for next year and just kind of offer you guys some insight where I can on certain types of camping and the experience and all of that good stuff. So if you're new here, definitely subscribe. I have some videos up on my channel about Tomorrowland already. For context, if you're new, last year I did my first ever Tomorrowland. I am coming from New York. I went weekend 2. I did the Amsterdam train global journey package, and I had a spectacular easy tent with 3 other people. I did a 4-person tent. This year, the rough plan is weekend 1, we're going with the same 2 friends. We're gonna try to shoot for Montagoe, which is the higher level, a little bit more comfortable camping. And we're definitely gonna do global journey train again, but we're kind of finalizing what destination we wanna do. We might do Amsterdam again. There's been talk of maybe switching to Paris because it makes more sense for our travel plans. So that's where we're at right now. I'm just kind of going with the flow, seeing what options are even gonna be available to us because, as you know, this is a brutal on sale, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what tips that I can offer you, things that you should know going into buying. So we're going to get into that as well. Important things to know when buying tickets. Let's just get into it. The Global Journey loyalty on sale is December 16th. So that's what we're going to be doing, just because obviously we have loyalty from this past year. Hopefully that will get us what we want, but just so you guys know, they reserve a certain number of packages for loyalty, for Global Journey pre-sale. Obviously, Global Journey loyalty is going to be your best shot at what you want to get. So if you know someone who has been and is going again and they have a spot for you, because people with loyalty can buy 4 tickets technically, I would try and hop on that, but just know that what you want might sell out. And then you'll have to do Global Journey regular on sale, which is in January. It is January 18th. You might have to wait for that. And in that case, there's still going to be packages available. It's just going to be a little bit harder, but there's still a shot at getting what you want. It's honestly just luck of the draw. And that's something that we definitely learned this past year when we did Global Journey loyalty, because the 2 friends we went with had been the year before that. So they were able to get us loyalty passes. And in that situation, we just kind of figured that we would get what we want because it was Global Journey loyalty and they had been before. But I will say, when we logged on to that loyalty on sale, everything was sold out. All of Montagoe was gone. We wanted spectacular easy tent. That was the package we were shooting for. Luckily we got it, but when we were in the process of buying, it sold out fully. And in that situation, I'll show you in the simulator, but you can go back and then forwards to pick your train and your destination and your train time and then your camping package. And we just so happened to find that when we went back a page to, I guess it was the train selection time, and then we went forward to camping, all of a sudden Spectacular Easy Tent was available again. Important tip to keep in mind, don't give up if you're looking at the page and it just says sold out. It'll also sometimes say sold out, and then it will also, I forget what the exact wording was, and I'll try and put it somewhere on the screen here, but there was another warning for certain packages that said something that insinuated that it was in people's carts, but they hadn't checked out yet. So if they were to check out and got a bounce back, whether their credit card got declined or if they were paying from, you know, a debit card or a bank account and there wasn't enough money in it, that will bounce them back, and in that case the package becomes available again. I think that's what happened to us with Spectacular Easy Tent, because at first it gave that message, then it said it was sold out, but then it gave that message again. We went back a page, we came forward, and it was available again. So don't give up. Also very important to know that the queue to get into the ticket buying room, very long for some people. The first year that our 2 friends went, they both, just out of sheer curiosity, tried to get tickets on the regular Global Journey on sale. One of them got in after like 30 minutes in the queue, and just out of curiosity they left the other person's queue open to see how long it would take. I think that they said it was like 3 hours later they got through the queue and into the buying room. It's a pretty brutal on sale. It's very tough to get tickets to this festival, but just don't let that deter you. We're very determined for next week or in 2 weeks when it goes on sale. We're ready and we just have faith. We want to try and get what we want. My biggest tip also is to have backup options, because there is a very strong chance that the camping package you want is not going to be available. So you have to have, I would say, 1 backup option, maybe 2, of just, you're so determined to go to the festival that this is exactly what you want. I would have those options ready. Let's get into the fun, guys. The theme for this year, can someone please tell me if it's pronounced Orbeez or Orbiz? Because at first I thought it was Orbeez and I started thinking about the little kids toys. I don't know if you remember the commercial for those, like way back when. I don't know if people are gonna get that reference, but if you do, you know, okay? I'm pre-registered, I'm ready to go. Here's where you can see the ticket sale dates and times. Please set alarms, because obviously you can see that these are in European time. So you gotta do the math to your time zone. If you're on the West Coast, you're gonna be getting up early for this, so be warned. Now we're gonna go into simulate package. Here is where you have the overview of the different types of packages: bus, flight, train, whatever it is. If you're doing hotel, they have those options here as well. Obviously flight would be the most convenient for us because we're coming from New York, but we're gonna stick with train again. We like to be in control of what flights we get. We are credit card points hackers, if you will. Last year, Garrett did a fantastic job. He got us 2 round-trip business class flights for free. $0 in airfare. Still had to pay a little bit of taxes, but that's a given anytime you use points. $0 hairs in airfare for business class there and back. God bless him. I love him. He's always very down to help people hack the system, get the best value for their points in terms of a flight. So if you guys want to hit him up, please do. He has a TikTok. He has some videos about it. He's trying to grow his content, and I'm here for it. And you guys should definitely hit him up if you want flight advice for this festival. I'm gonna go into train shop. Again, we're aiming for weekend 1 this time around. Here's where you pick your departure country. So obviously for this, I'm just gonna kind of give you guys a rough idea of what I'm looking at. Obviously go in here yourselves, and if you're not doing train, you're doing flight, go do this yourselves. But this is, I'm using an example of what our plans probably are. So let's say we want to do France, and the departure city is obviously Paris. You pick your train times. Obviously this is up to you. I will say we did have some friends where they picked their train times, and then you get your tickets a little bit before the festival. Tomorrowland handles your booking, sends you the tickets before. Some of our friends did have their train times adjust quite a little bit. I had a friend who originally had an 11 a.m.-ish train to Tomorrowland, got her tickets, it was a 7 a.m. train. So just be warned, it might adjust a little bit, but if you miss your train for any reason, you can get on a later one. Tomorrowland desks are at the train stations. They will help you. Don't stress. If your flight gets delayed and you miss the train, don't worry. Obviously, they know these things happen. So, departure schedule. I would say on Thursday, given that our friends will probably take a red eye and come in the morning of, we'll probably shoot for something like a 2 p.m.-ish. This was around when our train was this past year, and that was a good time for us. We got to the festival around like 4-ish, dumped our stuff, could go to the pre-party. So let's say we do that on Thursday, and then on Monday you pick your train time back as well. So I would say for this one, I don't know, maybe we do like an 11-ish, just so we can get back to Paris and have time in Paris. And here's where you pick your accommodation type. So we are obviously doing Dreamville. We want to camp and be, you know, in the midst of everything. You can also opt for a hotel or hostel. And this is where it gets a little overwhelming because there are so many camping options. So many. Just to give you guys kind of a rundown, Magnificent Greens, think of it as like GA camping. It's bring your own tent, or you can rent tent and camping equipment from them, of course. Then you have Camp to Camp. It's pre-pitched, but it's kind of also a little bit of a lower tier camping. Then you get into the easy tent options. So for context, this is what we did last year. We did a 4-person spectacular easy tent. I have a TikTok up on my account that went very viral, giving you a walkthrough of this setup. I highly recommend checking it out. Also watch the vlogs because you will see everything in detail. Just to give you guys an example, if you click into this one, let's say we want to use this package. Here are some of the amenities. You get Tomorrowland Easy Tent that you can keep. Actually, you can keep all the camping supplies if you're able to fly home with it. Fun fact, we didn't do that obviously because what would we use it for, and B, it was just too much to put in luggage. You get 2 air mattresses, 2 sleeping bags, per section of the 4-person Easy Tent. You get your air mattress, 2 sleeping bags, nightlight, mirror, lock for your tent, power outlet, 2 relax chairs. Those were really nice. You could sit outside to get ready, talk to your neighbors. And then you do get a locker in the Easy Tent locker area. We didn't use this, but it's there if you want it. So let's say you were buying this. Let's say you wanted a 4-person, so you're getting one of these. Remember, if you're doing loyalty, you only get 4 tickets. So if you're getting a 2-person setup, you can get 2 of those quantity-wise, but nothing more than that. So let's say we are choosing and continuing. Full madness versus comfort. I've had friends do comfort. They say it's not really worth the extra money. When you're in the festival itself, I don't know, I don't think I would ever opt for comfort personally. It's like your VIP pass in the festival. You get dedicated viewing areas, etc., etc. Personally, not for me. Look into the amenities more if you're considering it, but Tomorrowland is not a very VIP festival. I always say with festivals like EDC Vegas, for example, VIP goes a long way. You have much less crowd in your viewing areas. You have bathrooms that are air conditioned, you have private bars, private food, you know what I mean? And you're very far away from the very packed crowd. Tomorrowland, I don't feel that it's worth it to me. We wouldn't do it. So then we opt for a full madness pass. You continue. This is where it gives you your entire overview. Make sure you triple check this before you buy. Look at your train times, look at your package, look at your whole camping situation. Make sure it's exactly what you want. Also very important, look at your final price, because there's also going to be slightly a booking fee on top. Second of all, you need to convert it into US dollars. So the conversion rate from euros to US dollars fluctuates. It's not going to be the same today as it will be when you're buying your tickets. Let's just look at today's for reference. Euros to USD right now, €1 is $1.06. So let's say that today we were buying this. 4,948 euros is going to be $5,227.74. Make sure, because this is a fat purchase, right? You need to make sure that your credit limit is where it needs to be if you're buying this on a credit card. You also need to make sure that your credit card allows international transactions. Not every credit card lets you do this. I forget what exact card we put it on last year, but you need to make sure before you even buy your tickets, before you start the on sale, go onto your credit card, make sure your credit limit has enough money for you to buy this. I don't know at what point in your statement cycle you're gonna be. You might be at the tail end of it and you might not have the 5,000 XYZ dollars left to put on the card. Just check, and check that you can do international transactions without a fee, because God forbid you get another credit card fee thrown on top of that. All things you have to think about, very important. So then you go forward and you buy your package and you're good to go. That is an example if you're gonna do Spectacular Easy Tent. Let's look at some of the others, because obviously this is very, very important. Once you get up to Montagoe, so all these packages right here, this is an entirely separate camping area. It's the high tier one, if you will. It's the most expensive, obviously, but you have different amenities. You have a pool, you have more catering and food options. It's just a little bit more high end. It's up to you what you want to spend, what's in your price range. For this year, we're probably going to be going for the relax rooms. So just to kind of give you guys an idea, these are almost little cabins that have beds in them, 2 little single beds in each. And this is what we're gonna go for, just because we don't really want to do the air mattress thing again personally. This is just way more comfortable. In the relax rooms, you have the marketplace, you have a bar, again, you have a pool, the showers are free. You have 24-hour concierge at these packages. And yeah, you can kind of see what else it includes here. This is probably what we're gonna go for. It's roughly $1,800 US dollars per person, just for context. So it's a little bit more. Last year for Spectacular Easy Tent, we paid about $1,300 per person. I felt it was so worth it. There were pros and cons to the package, which I talk about in other videos, but if you have the funds to do Montagoe, I highly recommend it. Another great thing about Montagoe is that it's the closest camping section to the festival entrance. If you're in Magnificent Greens, you're gonna have probably a 30 to 40 minute walk to the festival. Spectacular Easy Tent, I would say the Easy Tent section, I couldn't give you an exact number, I would say maybe a 15-minute walk to the festival. Montagoe is the closest one. Montagoe is the closest one to the festival entrance, so if that's something that's important to you, there you go. You get some crazy, crazy packages in here, okay? There's an ensuite package where you have a bathroom within your cabin. That is gonna run you roughly $3,500 US a person. It's a lot. This is not something that I can afford personally, but I'm so happy for those of you who can, because it's sick. I mean, look at this, to have your own bathroom. That's my least favorite thing about camping, is that you have to walk to go pee. As I've mentioned in other videos, I have the bladder of a walnut. It's not fun when you wake up at 3 in the morning and you have to walk 10 minutes to a loo. It's just something that I unfortunately have to deal with when I camp at festivals. There's some really, really crazy packages in here. I mean, where else can we look? Cabanas, all kinds of fun things. Also pretty expensive, like it'll run you $2,000 a person. But again, Montagoe is like, think of it as like the VIP camping. It's the nicest of the nice packages. So that's what we're gonna be shooting for this year personally, and we'll see if we get what we want. There's some other ones that are pretty close to the relax room in terms of packages, I mean cost. So you can see like Dream Lodge, and yeah, just so you know, for Montagoe, every single package that you can get in Montagoe is either 2 people or 1 people. 1 people. 1 person. So if you're traveling with a bigger group, just make sure that you arrive together, and obviously they can put you next to each other. So obviously we're going in a group of 4. We're gonna arrive at the same time, we're gonna get the same train, and then we can go right next to each other. So that is what we're shooting for. Be sure to look through all these camping options, and like I said, make a list of preference. So put your #1 top choice that you want the most, put your 2nd choice, and put your 3rd choice. I will be honest with you guys, we're shooting for the relax room. If we were stuck with Spectacular Easy Tent, I would take it just because it secures a spot for me to go to the festival, and I just really want to go to the festival. However, I will say, if I get stuck with Magnificent Greens, I will be honest with you guys, I probably won't go to the festival. It's just my personal preference. For the money that you would have to spend on that setup, that to me is not comfortable. For most festival goers, they will laugh at me for saying this, but if it's gonna be like $1,000+ for me to go and be in that setup that I know I won't be comfortable in, I'd rather take that money and use it towards the rest of the Euro trip and just spend more time in other places. That's where I'm at. And I know people aren't gonna agree with me. I will say, for my friends who did the regular Global Journey on sale this past year, almost all of them got stuck with Magnificent Greens. That's not to say it's impossible to get other packages, but I will say if you're doing the regular January on sale, the chances of you getting a Montagoe type situation, very slim, but not impossible. So just keep that in mind as you're going into the on sale. Think about what it is that you are comfortable versus not comfortable with, and just go from there. Make a list. So that is kind of the simulator walkthrough. Again, do your own research, think about what you want. Like I said, we're gonna be going for the relax room. It's a bit more expensive than what we did this past year, but I just think that we are gonna be way more comfortable in beds, in enclosed little cabins rather than tents, and that's just our vibe for this next year. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave them down below. I am so happy to help in any way that I can. Like I said, please watch my other videos. I did quite a few videos on this festival. I did vlogs. I'll be vlogging again next year. I'm so excited to be back. Tomorrowland is so different from any American festival. It is just such a step up from everything that we have here, and I literally cannot wait to be back. And we have so many more other friends going this year as well that we're gonna get to meet up with and party with, and I just can't fucking wait. I can't wait. This is probably in my top spot for my favorite festival at this point from all my years of festival going, and it's just so, coming as an American, you will be shocked at how well run and incredible, and the production, and oh my god, it's incredible. So that's it for this video. As we're approaching the holidays, I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season. I wish you the best of luck with this Tomorrowland on sale season. May the odds be in all of our favors, please, for the love of God, please. Love you guys. See you in the next video. Peace.